Ali, Madad Rasan, Ya Ali. Shukran lillah walhamdulillah, shukran lillah walhamdulillah. Ya Ali Madad.
Ya Ali Madad to all friends. Ya Ali Madad.
Walali Madad.
Walali Madad.
Ya Ali Madad. Today,
يا لمدد نعمة الزاد.
today we are gathered to study the book, our book study Ascent of Soul. And I find myself in a situation where I feel very weak and incapable of explaining these paragraphs which we are going to study. And I truly seek your prayers. I truly seek Imam's help and mercy. These paragraphs are so simple and so easy, but they are very loaded. We really have to reflect and understand what is being said here. So let me start by seeking Maula's help. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel wa ni'mal mawla wa ni'mal nasir. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel wa ni'mal mawla wa ni'mal nasir. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel wa ni'mal mawla wa ni'mal nasir. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel wa ni'mal mawla wa ni'mal nasir. Ya Mawla Meherban, Ya Mushkil Kusha Meherban, please help Mawla. Be the light in the heart, be the light on the tongue, Mawla, be the light in the ears of friends, Mawla. Ya Mawla Meherban, surround us with the light, Mawla. Ya Mawla Meherban, Ya Mushkil Kusha Meherban, help us, Mawla, help us. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So who is our reader today?
Najis will read.
Ji, Bismillah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Book Ascent of Soul, Chapter Spirit and its Spirituality. Topic In the Illumination of Recognition. E-book page 16. In the Illumination of Recognition. It should be known that recognition or marifat is a luminous living universe, which contains everything, and whatever it contains has a soul. In other words, if seen in the illumination of recognition, the soul of everything, including lifeless stones, appears and speaks. As God says, "They shall say, Allah who makes everything speak, made us speak." Chapter 41, verse 21. This wisdom-filled allusion of the Quran is to the world of recognition, in which everything has a soul which can speak. Thus, by observing in the illumination of the light of recognition, it becomes evident that everything has a soul, including inanimate things such as stones, soil, air, etc. The soul of vegetables is apparent from their capacity of growth. The soul of animals nobody doubts, and as for the human soul, it is an unanimously accepted reality. Thus, in the eyes of recognition, there is nothing which does not have a soul. Thus, it is a fact that during the attainment of recognition, the Arif meets and converses with the souls of all things, and as a result, the veil of the secrets of their recognition is lifted, and their realities become clear. The testimonies of the above-mentioned realities and recognitions are also found in the Holy Quran, as it is said in chapter 6, verse 112. And had we sent down the angels to them, and had the dead spoken to them, and If we if had we gathered all things before their eyes, they would not believe. Apparently, this verse appears to be an example, but those who know that it is not only an example, but also a living fact. Thus, it is a very great, wonderful, and amazing event that for those who have direct contact with the spiritual world, not only do the souls of the dead, the angels and jinns appear to them, but simultaneously the souls of all human beings and all things meet and converse with them. And the greatest event in this connection is the Didar or vision of the divine light. Shukran.
Subhanallah, subhanallah, subhanallah. So you must have realized that this paragraph is talking about all what happens when someone has the recognition, and we are very poor. So in last class, when we started this chapter, Spirit and Spirituality, it was all about how do we progress, what do we do, all what we are needing to do as seekers. But this paragraph starts in the illumination of recognition, when there is recognition. Now, when there is recognition, meaning someone, meaning the author, Allama Sahib, speaking from the level of Ainul Yaqeen, Haqqul Yaqeen, in the illumination of recognition. So for us poor seekers, we can only talk about these majizat, these miracles, these experiences at the level of the knowledge. Again, very simple, very, simple paragraph, simple words, but the meaning we need to focus on. The way Allama Sahib starts in this paragraph and says that it should be known the recognition or marifat is a luminous living universe. The one who has the marifat, for them, the whole universe is living. Meaning, right now, if we are sitting in a room, we have walls or stones or whatever is around us. Everything is living. Everything is living. Of course, whatever this universe contains, everything is living. Now, when we walk in the park or outside, we see gardens and plants, and we see the plant growing. And we can understand that through the growth of that plant or vegetables or tree, it is their function, and we see them alive in the sense of that flowers are blooming or fruits are there. But can you imagine looking at a stone on our pathway, that these things are alive? Can we imagine that when we walk, when we look around things, that everything is living, everything has soul? Imagine if we were to have our inner eyes opened up and everything around starts talking, speaking. That is what is being mentioned here. That when someone has the recognition, when they see this world in the light of recognition, everything is luminous, living universe. Why luminous? Because physically we don't see stone as per se alive. But when the inner eyes are open, at the level of Noor, when there is recognition, you become one with the Noor, you are Noor. When you see things, everything is living, everything is speaking. Apparently, it appears lifeless. We are walking on the pathway and everything is dead. We are walking. No, nothing is moving underneath our feet. Imagine if the Batni eyes opened up. Everything is living. Can we realize, can we imagine that? So those who get to that stage, they become the Noor, they become one with the Imam, they have the inner eyes. For them, everything is living. And that's what it says in chapter 41, verse 21. And very beautifully, this verse we have studied before. It says, and they will say to their skins, why have you testified against us? They will say, we were made to speak by Allah, who has made everything speak, and He created you the first time, and to Him you are returned. So this verse mentions the skin. But Allama Sahib, when he writes, he's saying, they shall, the organs. Who is they? The organs. What does that mean, our organs? We will talk about the skin, but let's talk about organs. Everything in our being, just let's take example of our stomach, our tummy, our abdomen, whatever you want to call, our belly. A time will come when the belly will come to life. It will be alive, and it will say that this human being ate so much of food and kept me heavy all the time. I was never empty, so I can stay connected in prayers. What? Our body parts are going to complain against us? That is exactly is what is being said. And in Quran it says that our body parts, our skins are going to testify against us. And they will say, we were made to speak by Allah. When a Mu'min is Salik, when an Arif reaches to that station, the station of merging, becoming one with the Imam, all the non-living things, apparently we see ourselves living. We think of us living. We don't say our skin living or our heart living or kidneys are living. Can we imagine that? Every organ will testify against us. Now we have talked about in Ginan classes and Farman classes that when we think of that day, the judgment day, the ears will speak that what, that this person was listening to wrong things, bad things, gossiping. Our ears will complain against us. Our eyes will complain against us. So every part of our being, which seems to be not living, because I am living, not my organs are living. Yeah, they are functioning. But imagine these organs living and speaking and testifying against us. That is mind-blowing. Now, when we say skin, skin example is still easy because we have talked about it so many times that from the reference of the Pir's Ginan, right? Pir says, Rome, Marushah Vase. Every pore of my, skin here, everything is going, does have Imam living in him. Now, that is Pir talking about. What about us? What if each particle are going to speak against us? That Mala, you do not live in these body particles because this moment was not remembering you. All these souls remained frozen. They did not come to life to say, Yali, Yali, Yali. How amazing it is to realize that we thought what we see in our universe, only us living. Yes, animals are living and plants or trees are growing, but everything is alive. Apparently, what we see as lifeless, not moving, not speaking, everything comes to life and speaks, not only outside but inside our own being, our own body parts. Our legs will speak up that this person did not go to Jamaat Khana. Our hands will speak against us. How is this possible? How are we able to speak about this? Through this reference of Quran and through this paragraph, the writer is speaking in the illumination of recognition, meaning he had seen this happening within his being. Just like Pir says, Rome, Rome Maru Shavase. How did Pir say that? Because Pir had seen these body parts, skin particles speaking, saying the name of Mawla. So in the illumination of recognition, what we are learning that in the last class, how do we go about it? How do we stay consistent in Zikr Ibadat? Today, what we are learning, what will happen when we remain consistent in Zikr Ibadat? We will receive marifat, we will receive the recognition, we will realize that everything speaks. Everything which seems lifeless is speaking and living, and they will be communicating to us. Very, very interesting. Now, it is very simple. The way paragraph says that for humans, yes, we realize humans are alive, animals are alive because they are moving. We can see it. We can also accept the trees and plants, but other than that, our mind doesn't go further. But through this paragraph, through this Quranic verse, we need to close our eyes and imagine. Imagine the journey of an Arif who through Marifat is able to speak to everything. And when we take the example of stone, historically, we have an example, and I have mentioned that in the story of Hazrat Dawood alayhi salam, when the David was going to fight with Goliath, and what he sees, stones speaking to him, pick me, pick me. And when he picks those stones which were speaking to him and he uses his sling, with one blow, he is able to kill the Goliath, which nobody was able to fight. Nobody was able to remain standing against that monstrous, unbeliever. But him being just 6, 8 years old, just one stone, and he's able to, overcome that big Goliath and is able to win this competition. Everything speaks. We are not talking about the Tawil here, but what we are saying by this example, what we are learning that Hazrat Dawood alayhi salam, even at that young age, his inner eyes were opened up. He was able to speak and listen to the stones, and stones were guiding him, which were the right stones to be picked up. Yes, we have heard the Tawil of it, that those stones were Isma Azam, and Isma Azam can kill the Nafs Amara. That is one Tawil. But today we are learning something else, that when the Batni eyes, ears for an Arif, the Batin, when it opens up through Marifat, all what we see around us is living and speaking. How is that Arif able to see that? Because all the veils, everywhere there are veils, पर्दे लगे हुए हैं. All these veils will be removed. All the secrets which are hidden, they'll come out. Due to the recognition, these curtains which are in front of all the secrets of Imam, they'll be removed. And all the realities, sublime realities, will become clear, evident, obvious, apparent, not hidden anymore. Everything is clear. So the testimonies of the above mentioned realities and recognition are also mentioned in another verse, 6 by, okay, so some Quran will have 6 by 112, and in my Quran it seems it's 111, because 112 said something else. So depending on which Quran you have, because we are reading the translation Allama Sahib has given us, but I just want to open up this Quran so we can see that, I hope that you're opening up your books and highlighting it. So this verse says, and even if we had sent down to them angels and the dead spoke to them, and we gathered together everything in front of them, they would not believe. They would not believe unless Allah should will. But most of them are ignorant. And let's read the translation Allama Sahib has given us. And we sent down the angels to them and had the dead spoken to them. And even if had we gathered all spiritual things before their eyes, even then, they would not believe. They would not believe. Now, this seems that people are ignorant, and no matter how much knowledge you give them, they will not believe because they are just ignorant. They do not want to believe. And they'll say, you are talking rubbish. How can dead speak? Dead are dead. They are gone, right? They don't believe in the batin. They don't believe in the ruhaniyat. How can you say that the angels will come down? Show me the angels. Because they will not believe because they are ignorant. But what is the opposite of it? Whenever we study Quranic verse, we look at both the sides, the positive side and the negative side. So when we looked at this verse in the terms of its negative, that those who are ignorant, they will never believe. Yeah, that's clear. What if there are believers? What will happen if there are believers? Those who are with marifat, those who are with recognition, they will see how the angels are coming down because their batni eyes are opened up. They will be able to speak to those ruhanis who have passed away. Remember, for us, they are gone. But in reality, soul is omnipresent. It does not go anywhere. આના और जाना रूह के लिए है ही नहीं. આવવાનું અને જવાનું રૂહ માટે છે જ નહીં. રૂહ હંમેશા છે અને હંમેશા રહેશે. આપણે આ અસેન્ટ ઓફ સોલ, આપણે આ ચોપડી વાંચી રહ્યા છે, મેરાજ રૂહ, કે રૂહની તરક્કી. રૂહ ક્યારે જાતી નથી તો આવશે ક્યારે? આવતી નથી તો જાશે શું કામ? જ્યારે આપણે આ ચીજને સમજી જાશું ત્યારે જ આપણી જે બત્તી બંધ છે ને મગજના અંદર એ ખુલી જશે કે રૂહ ક્યારે ક્યાંય જાતી જ નથી તો આવવાની કે વયા જવાની કોઈ સેન્સ જ નથી બનતું, કેમ કે રૂહ તો હંમેશા હાજર અને મौजूद છે. તો જ્યારે આપણે ડેડ માણસો રૂહાનીની વાત કરીએ, મરહૂમની વાત કરીએ તો એ લોકો તો આપણા માટે ચાલ્યા ગયા છે, પણ એ લોકો ક્યાંય નથી ગયા. જેની આંખો ખુલ્લી છે એ લોકોના માટે આ ચીજ જરા પણ તકલીફ મુશ્કેલ નથી. શું ફરમાવે છે કે જેટલી બધી રૂહો છે રૂહાનીયતના અંદર બધી ભેગી થયેલી એ લોકોના આંખોના સામે હોય છે અને એ લોકો યકીન કરે છે. કોણ લોકો? જે લોકો પાસે મારફત છે, જે લોકોની બાતની આંખ ખુલી ગઈ છે, જે લોકો પોતાની જિંદગીના અંદર ઈમામના સાથે એક થઈ ગયા છે. મૂતુ કબલા અંતમૂતુ, મરવાના પહેલે મરી ગયા છે. So I hope that we are understanding, and we have beautiful examples in the forms of beautiful ginans by our peers. Peers have talked about these things. But to be able to read this in these words, other than ginans, it's like it should be hitting our head. That have we realized, have we understood what our peers have been teaching us? And it says, apparently, this verse appears to be an example. But those who know. Look at these words. Those who know that it is not only an example. It is a living fact. Living fact for who? For Arifin, those who have marifat. And of course, it is a beautiful, wonderful, amazing event. For whom? Again, for those who have direct contact with Ruhaniyat, with Ruhani world. Who are those people? Those who are Arifin, those who have merged with Imam. And it has nothing to do, as per se the way we are saying, souls of the dead or angels or jinns. Anything and everything which is in Ruhaniyat. And what is not in Ruhaniyat, everything is Ruhaniyat. Everything will be visible to them. They'll be able to hear it and they'll be able to see it. So for us, in the last class when we were discussing how to remain consistent on this path, what do we need to do? These are our rewards. These are signs of success. This is એ લોકો માટે છે જે લોકો કામયાબ છે. આ રસ્તા ઉપર જે લોકો કામયાબ છે એ લોકોને આ બધી ચીજો જોવામાં આવશે, બધી ચીજો સાંભળવામાં આવશે, બધી ચીજો દેખાડવામાં આવશે. કોઈ ચીજ પડદાના પાછળ નહીં હશે. બધાએ પડદા હટી જશે અને એ લોકો આ ચીજોને જોઈ સમજી સાંભળી બધી ચીજો કરી શકશે. આખી દુનિયાના અંદર હર ચીજ જીવત છે. Now, very interestingly, those who are Arifin, at the same point in time, they are in the physical world and simultaneously they are in the spiritual world. They are listening, conversing there, and they are listening, conversing here. For them, it is possible. It is not difficult. It is not difficult. Those who are in recognition, they can live in both the world in same point in time. And this is, how is it possible? This is related to, this is connected to Liqa'i Allah, Didar of Mawla. Those who are in Didar. Which Didar? Remember, Didar is also in Darjat. We are all blessed with physical Zahiri Didar. But here we are not talking about Zahiri Didar. We are talking about the highest most Didar, the Didar of the Noor. When the Didar of the Noor is there, this Arif-e-Kamil is able to converse to the physical world at the same time in the spiritual world. It is possible for them. So very heavy paragraph, very loaded paragraph, needing us to really reflect and think. Is this possible? That's the question we need to think about. So let's study the next paragraph and see if we get the answer. G.
Comprehensiveness of recognition. It is almost universally accepted that the complete recognition of God is attained by his luminous Didar. Whether this Didar, which is full of manifestations of his majesty and beauty, by his own or of his light, who is vicegerent and representative, or of man's own soul, in which is hidden his great capacity, that when the time comes, it represents him in every respect and in every form. In any case, the Didar of God is true, and its result is recognition, which is the greatest proof and supreme goal of spiritual observations.
जी पढ़ ले पूरा पढ़ ले.
Question. Can a wise person, despite this explanation, think that some essential realities still remain hidden forever from the eyes of the people of recognition? Answer: no. How can it be possible while God's blessed Didar and his sacred recognition are established facts, if God, despite being the most hidden, or hidden of the hidden, grants the everlasting wealth of his recognition by manifesting himself in the spirituality and luminosity of his chosen servants, or when the most hidden treasure is discovered in the recognition of God, the blessed, the exalted, who is the most sublime, the greatest, and beyond everything. Can anything still remain hidden from the eye and access of recognition? The
Subhanallah,
great
Subhanallah, Subhanallah. So I hope we are getting the answer, right? The question we raised. Is it possible for us? So comprehensiveness of recognition. Like how can we even make it comprehensive? Recognition is at darjat. Ilmul yaqeen, ainul yaqeen, haqqul yaqeen. All these darjat. So it is almost universally accepted that complete recognition an Arif can get when he has the Nurani Didar. We always pray, right? That Ya Mullah bless us with Zahiri, Batini, Nurani Didar. It is the Nurani Didar which is the highest, most elevated Didar. It is at that level of the Didar when that Arif is granted the complete recognition of God. And this Didar, very interestingly, it could be full of manifestation of His majesty and beauty. Meaning, we may think that Didar is just Didar of Imam. But the world of spirituality, the world of Ruhaniyat is full of manifestation. ઘણા બધા સ્વરૂપ છે એના. એની ઘણા બધા એના સ્વરૂપ છે, એક સ્વરૂપ નથી. We study this Sarup word in Ginan, and it makes me so happy even to just talk about it. And I had given this example that we say our dua 3 times. Can we imagine that, we say Maulana Ali, Maulana Hussain, Maulana Zain Labdin, Maulana Muhammad al-Baqir, 49 names. What if our inner eyes are open and the way when we say Maulana Ali, we are seeing his Didar, Maulana Hussain, we are seeing his Didar, Maulana Zain Labdin, we are seeing his didar. We were seeking one didar, but what happened? We entered into the world of manifestation. એના ઘણા બધા સ્વરૂપ છે, ઘણા બધા સ્વરૂપ છે. એની મોટાઈ, એની બ્યુટી, એની ખૂબસૂરતી આપણી જેટલી એબિલિટી છે ને એના કરતા ઘણી 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 ઊંચી છે. His majesty, his beauty is beyond our imagination. Now, very interestingly, so we understand. Okay, we got an example, so we can relate to it that Noor is one, Jomas are so many, right? So it is the world full of manifestation. But then the didar could be his own didar, meaning didar of Imam. Didar could be the didar of his Noor. Didar could be of his vicegerent, his Khalifa, his representative. So what are we saying? Who is Khalifa? Khalifa is Imam. Khuda is Noor-e Mujarrad, the abstract Noor, whereas Imam is embodied Noor, the Noor-e Mujassam. He is the vicegerent on this planet Earth. Or it could be of that Arif's, his own soul. What? The didar of our own soul? Remember, we've been saying this. Man arfa nafsahi faqad arfa rabbihi. The one who recognizes themselves will recognize the Lord. There is no disconnection in our soul and in the soul of Imam. So what happens? What miracle happens when there is this recognition? The way we have been saying that this is a lower eye and the higher eye is always connected. That connection becomes evident, obvious, living, speaking. Every sense which we have as physical human being is there in the inner being. And we are able to converse, listen, speak, and see all the beauty and the majesty of the soul. Again, this requires a lot of reflection, lot of reflection. So in any case, the didar of God is true, and the result is recognition. So if we get the didar of Imam, the Nurani didar, what we'll get is marifat, the recognition, and which is the goal of Mu'min Salikin, which is the proof of all the Ruhani experiences. So the question is asked, can a wise person, despite this explanation, like we are discussing it all so much in detail, can someone say that all these realities, sublime realities, will it stay or remain hidden from the eyes of the people of recognition? How is it possible? It cannot be. It just cannot be. If that moment, if that Arif has gotten the didar, the beautiful, blessed didar of the Imam, he has received the sacred recognition, then there is nothing hidden. It cannot be hidden anymore. Very interestingly, it talks about hidden and hidden of the hidden. એક હોતા है બાતિન, એક હોય છે બાતિન અને બાતિનનો પણ બાતિન. કેવી રીતે આ કેવી રીતે થઈ શકે છે? જો આપણે જ્યારે પોતાને જોઈએ છે તો આપણો જાહેર છે ને આપણો બદન છે, પણ બદન છે ને કેવી રીતે ચાલે છે? રૂથી ચાલે છે. પણ રૂ કેવી રીતે આગળ વધે છે? અક્કલથી આગળ વધે છે. તો જે આપણી અક્કલ છે ને એ બાતિનનો પણ બાતિન છે. રૂ દેખાતી નથી, બાતિન છે. બાતિનનો બાતિન પણ અક્કલ છે. તો મારી જાનની જાન શું? તો કહે છે આપણી રૂ. તો રૂની જાન કઈ? રૂની જાન થઈ અક્કલ. So how beautiful it is that we come to know what is hidden of the hidden. We were seeking the hidden, we were seeking the batin. But imagine to be able to receive what is hidden of the hidden, way beyond what we've been talking about, what we've been thinking, reflecting. It is pushing us more to look into Ruhaniyat more with open mind, open eyes, seeking these rewards, wanting more, desiring more, because there is so much more. And what happens? That Mu'min Salik is granted with everlasting wealth. ક્યારે ખતમ થાય નહીં એવી દોલત, એવો ખજાનો. શું છે એ ખજાનો? એ ખજાનો ઇમામ પોતે છે. Because what is one of the name of our Imam? It is the hidden treasure. He is the treasure. Imam is the treasure. And this is everlasting treasure. this moment and Salik will receive in his spirituality, in his luminosity, this hidden treasure. Who are granted this treasure? Those who are chosen. How can one become chosen? Remember Quranic words, chapter 47, verse 7. Help me so I can help you. If we want to become chosen, meaning we want to get to the recognition, we want that Ya Mola, sukha to sukha, hariya to hariya, sukha પણ હરિયા, જો હોવે નજર તમારી. તો નજર કેમ આવશે? એની નજર કેવી રીતે પડશે? જ્યારે આપણે કરશું, જે કરવાનું છે, જે મહેનત, જે આપણે રિયાઝત કરવાની છે, ત્યારે જ એની નજર આપણા ઉપર પડશે ને. તો what we are saying that it is possible for Momin and Salikin to get to that Ganje Makhfi, meaning the hidden treasure, which can be discovered through recognition of Imam, who is most majestic, most beautiful, most sublime, way above all else. You know, how can he remain hidden from us? The way Peer says, Kholo parda sanamukh dekho, has has mukh dikhlao. So is that Peer was saying that Kholo parda, meaning the parda was not open for him? No, he was telling us that this is how you ask. That Kholo parda sanamukh dekho. For Peer, all was revealed to him. That is why we hear these beautiful ginas. He is telling us about his own journey, that how he had removed all the veils, all the curtains, and he was seeing the didar of the Imam. He was seeing the whole universe speaking, conversing with him simultaneously. Alhamdulillah. Ji.
The greatest secret. It should be known that in comparison to God's recognition, nothing has any importance. The greatest secret is God's reality. Thus, a religious and wise person can easily conceive that God Himself is the greatest of all secrets. That is, the nature of the recognition of God is extremely difficult, and the unity of God is the most difficult thing. Thus, when it is believed that His recognition is attainable and His unity recognizable, then is it possible for any wise person to think that there are certain things which are still beyond the recognition of the people of recognition? No, it is not correct to think so. It is against the meaning of Allahu Akbar. That is, it is only God who is the greatest, and He is over and above everything. This means that all things are confined in the mercy of God, and above His mercy is His knowledge, and He Himself is above His knowledge and its sovereign. This explanation on the one hand ascertains the grandeur and sublimity of the recognition of God, and on the other makes it evident that nothing is beyond His mercy and knowledge. From this, it necessarily follows that those fortunate people who attain the recognition of God receive everything on account of the following reason.
जी रुक जाए यहाँ पे तो हम इतना डिस्कस कर लेते हैं. Thank you, Ma. The greatest secret. What is the greatest secret? Have we not already talked about it? Is there anything more than that? How amazing it is that we are studying the secrets of Ruhaniyat at the level of Ilmul Yaqeen. So, what are we learning? We are learning that in this world there is nothing important than recognition of Imam. In this world, everything is temporary. It is only the recognition. We have come to this world only for the recognition. And very interestingly, the greatest secret is God's reality. Khudani Hakikat. And very interestingly, Prophet Muhammad has a hadith. He says that the human is the secret of God. Now, let's connect the dots. When we are saying that man arfa nafsahi faqad arfa rabbihi, that the one who recognizes himself will recognize the Lord. And we are saying that the greatest secret is God's reality, meaning human is the secret of God. We are the secret of God. We need to know about ourselves, our own soul. Can you imagine this? How beautiful and how, you know, grateful we feel as humans that Mola has blessed us with such level of knowledge. Thus, a religious and wise person can easily conceive that God Himself is the greatest of all secrets. Naveen Sahib, everything is okay?
Ji.
Okay. So, thus, a religious and a wise person can easily conceive that God Himself is the greatest of all secrets. Thus, that is the nature of recognition of God is extremely difficult. So, what we are saying by discussing that we are not denying the recognition of God is extremely difficult. Why is it difficult? Because we are talking about that level where there is unity, where there is Vahadaniyat, where there is single soul. Universal soul is one and we all are so many. We are like in multiple numbers, right? We are like multiplicity. But when we talk of that level of the soul, it is one soul. So going from this level to that level to become one. So yes, we are accepting that it is extremely difficult to get to that level of Vadaniyat, to get to that level of recognition. However, the question is, are we capable of getting this marifat? Are we capable of understanding that Vahdaniyat through marifat? If anybody who is wise, अक्लमंद हसे, अक्ल क्या थी आवे? इल्म थी आवे. If anybody is wise, for them, they will realize that it is not impossible for them. Why it is not impossible? Because if we were to say, oh no, we cannot do this, we are too weak, it is impossible for us, then it is against the Imam's name, it is against Allahu Akbar. He is supreme, He is powerful. So His power will, we are lessening the power when we say, no, it's not possible for us. We are saying it is not possible for Him. He has bestowed all what we need to have and we need to do. We are lazy. We are falling short in what needs to be done. And when we complain, when we say, oh, I can't do this or I am not capable. In humility, it's a different thing. Do not take me wrong. We have to be humble. But in reality, when we push ourselves, when we try ourselves, He makes it possible for us. Otherwise, how is He Rahman? How is He Allahu Akbar? How is He Rahim? And very beautifully, it says in this paragraph that it is asked from us. If we talk like that, if we think like that, what do we think is His mercy? What do we think is His mercy? We think that, oh yes, we understand His mercy. So let's ask ourselves, how can one receive His mercy? His mercy is actually His knowledge. His mercy is actually His knowledge. So we being smiley, when we get Imam's duashes khana vadan, we are under His mercy. When we start seeking knowledge, because that's the first step, ilm wali ruh darja ba darja upar chalti hai. It is only with knowledge that we will climb the ladder. So His mercy is His knowledge. And He Himself is above knowledge. So this is His kingdom. His kingdom is above knowledge. And under the knowledge is mercy. If we are all at His mercy, because we call upon Him, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, and He gives us duashes, then what we need to do is to get to the knowledge level. So what we are saying, on one hand, yes, we are agreeing that He is grandeur, He is sublime, He is above all else. He is Qadir Mutallaq. But on the other hand, what we are saying, he is merciful. He has made it possible for us to seek knowledge. And then there is a beautiful verse, chapter 7, verse 156, which says, and I will just highlight this, and it says, my mercy encompasses all things. If we are in his rahmat, which we are, being a smiley Imam is with us, we are in his rahmat. In his rahmat, everything is encompassed. When we are in his mercy, Imam says, intellect is the facet of our faith. So we seek knowledge. When we have knowledge, we are able to get to him. Anyone who is wise will never say it is impossible. Why? If we say that, then we are negating his rahmat. Can we say that he is not Rahman, he is not blessed us? We are very, very blessed. We are fortunate. However, when we activate, how do we activate his mercy? By seeking knowledge. Then we also become those fortunate people who are able to receive everything. Who are able to receive everything. See, those fortunate people are able to receive everything. And what is everything? Not this home or worldly degree or worldly benefit. Nothing matters. What matters is recognition of God. And it is possible for us. It is possible for us because his mercy has everything encompassed within it. So his mercy is in knowledge, and above the knowledge, it is all him. So what we are doing, ilmul yaqeen, when we have the knowledge, certainty with knowledge, the yaqeen, the certainty will increase. And then the next step is the eye of certainty, meaning the inner eye, the batni world will open up due to that knowledge. Remember, knowledge with action. Ilm, amal has to stay together. And then zikr ibadat and girya huzari will take us to the level where is his kingdom. And when we reached his kingdom, what would we find? Oh, there was no distance, there was no duri. It was all one and the same. Why didn't we see that before? So that is the beauty of having the recognition first at the level of knowledge. And we are truly blessed. We are truly blessed to be studying these, writing. These words are so powerful, so miraculous. And this cannot be written if there was no recognition. No one can talk like that. So Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, I think we should stop here because we really need to reflect and absorb. This is heavy. This content is heavy. Naveen Saba, what do you recommend?
We can stop here, and friends, if they have questions or comments or any reflection, they can share.
Thank you. Ji.
Subhanallah, Subhanallah. The more we listen to this, more it shows that how important it is to have knowledge and to apply this, because if his mercy encompasses everything, all what is in the Farman for us to do, it has already happened for us. It is just that we need to actualize it. And the only way to actualize it is to gain knowledge and inshallah to have inner eyes to witness that miracles which we just talked about. So subhanallah, subhanallah. Friends, if you have any questions, any comments, any reflections, you can come forward.
Niamat साहिबा, राबिया,
Ji.
पूरा जो आपका सेशन में जो लेक्चर था, I totally understand, but at the same time, to be very honest, I'm totally lost also. ये कौन सी मकसद है कि it's what chapter, कौन सी what books, I don't know, please guide.
Somebody's mute is on. Can they please get?
Rabiama, there is a lot of noise when you are saying. If you text me, I will give you all of the details about the book.
Okay, all right.
Thank
Okay,
you.
but I totally understand every word of it.
Sure.
So I'll get in contact with Naveen.
Ji.
Okay.
We have a question in the chat by Karima Saba. You mentioned his mercy, knowledge, and kingdom. Can you please explain again how and why his knowledge is above his mercy? Doesn't his mercy allow us to gain his knowledge, so his mercy would be above?
So if you carefully study this paragraph, first is mercy, then there is knowledge, and above knowledge is his kingdom. So mercy, the way I was trying to give associations so we remember, because it is so important to have some associations so we don't forget this. So when we say we are smiley, we are in Khanavadan of Imam, Imam gives us duashes and blesses us always, right? So we are within his mercy. Above the mercy comes knowledge. So when we seek knowledge, we are activating his mercy. To do what? To reach to his kingdom. What is in his kingdom? Marifat. Which marifat? Nurani level. Because knowledge is still at a physical level. We are using, our intellect and our time and our, um, doing the riyazat or ibadat. All that is with knowledge. Because with knowledge teaches us all that, right? But when we seek knowledge, that's the first level for us. Ilmul Yaqeen transforms or forwards and takes us further to Ainul Yaqeen, meaning a time comes when the Batni eyes, ears, all the senses of Batin, which are hidden, open up. When Batni journey, Batni eyes are opened up, the way we say, the world of imagination, then world of dreams, world of ruhaniyat, and then world of spirituality. That level, we are saying that it is his kingdom, because when somebody reaches that level, it is at the level of his kingdom. So they are one with him. So what we are talking about, in different terms, different ways, again, we are talking about different darjat. It is very simplified given to us here. Knowledge, mercy, knowledge, and his kingdom. Everything is encompassed within knowledge. We have read about this in Quranic verses. Today, what we understood, everything is encompassed in his mercy. So it is activating the mercy, getting to the knowledge, learning the knowledge, benefiting from it, reaching to his kingdom.
So does gaining the knowledge means learning that he is merciful? Is this how, with knowledge, his mercy
So
is activated?
yes, so mercy, for example, when you ask like that, it sounds so simple that like, what did we need to learn about? Like it's known fact that he's merciful. Why do we need to even seek knowledge to know about his mercy? But we do, because we limit his mercy to say, oh Shukr Maula, I'm healthy, I'm alive, I have business, I have work, I have family. When we see somebody disabled and we say, Shukr Mola, that I have all my limbs. We limit his mercy because our abilities, our understanding is limited. So that is his mercy. Shukr Mola, I reach to Jamaat Khana. I don't miss Jamaat Khana. It is his mercy. But is that all his mercy? Today, when you are learning about this knowledge, are you able to see mercy way beyond what we understand? I hope you got the answer. Ji.
Subhanallah, Subhanallah. Laila Pirani Sahaba, you can unmute and ask your question.
Niamat, it's one
Ji.
of the best session I ever attended.
Oh,
And
Mola.
I
Shukran,
am,
Mola.
Sukar Maula, I am so very happy.
Shukran. I'm so grateful for you to saying that because I
I,
was Shukran, Mola.
you have explained everything I wished ever for.
Ameen.
Absolutely wonderful. Thank you.
Ameen. Thank you.
Shukramullah, Shukramullah, Subhanallah, Subhanallah. Friends, if you have any other comments, reflection, you can unmute and come forward.
It is a lot to digest.
It was a beautiful session, a lot of reflection from us to be able to done and understand, and inshallah pre-read and post-read, so we may benefit the way all of these blessings are described for us. It's available for all of us. So subhanallah, subhanallah. Thank you, Niamat Saiba, for beautiful session. Friends are also saying the same thing. Beautiful session. Thank you so much. Yali Madad, Yali Madad.
Thank you, Yali Madad, Yali Madad. Thank you so
Yali
much.
Madad.
Yani
Yali
mother,
Madad.
thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Neema
Yali
Saib.
Madad.
Yali Madad,
Yali Madad.
Yali
Yali
Madad,
Madad.
Yali
Beautiful session. Thank you so
Madad.
much.
Yali
Thank you,
mother, Nemat Saiba.
Yali
Yali
Madad. Thank you
Madad.
for your encouragement. Thank you for your kind words, Yali Madad.
Is it possible to get this tape?
Yes, you will get it. On the group, you will get it.
Can I give it to you? My phone number? My
You,
I
you,
have your email address, Leila Saiba.
please, Mama. Thank you so much. Best
Yali
ever.
Madad.
Mola
Shukran.
Lima.
thank you,
Thank
thank you, Yali Madad.
Hmm.